He's very determined and strong-headed, bullheaded. That's the word, bullheaded. Um, I don't know.
I would agree. I mean, I'm a Taurus. I'm supposed to be bullheaded, but I'm also very loyal. Whereas she's a Gemini. So, I mean, a little bit of a clash there, but we get along, which is good.
Sometimes.
Normally, we don't really fight. It's pretty much just these little spats, little
Bicker.
things we do to annoy each other. Like, for example, if I'm surprising her with food from somewhere, she asks me where. I tell her, don't worry about it. She keeps asking. I keep giving her little clues, saying, don't worry about it. It kind of annoys her, but it's one of the things I like. You know, I like being able to aggravate her because she's really cute when she gets mad. She has this little bunny nose. But you know, I mean, those are the things with our fights. That's what sets us apart. I think our fights are usually things that don't last that long. They're always little minuscule things that roll off really easily.
I usually win.
She does. She usually wins because generally I usually am able to see her side a lot better and be able to give in easier.
No.
When it comes to fights,
That's because you clam up and you don't fight back, so I win by default.
Yeah, that's true. And usually what she does is if we get into a really good fight, which doesn't happen all that often, she'll slam the door or other doors around us. You know, we say a couple things we don't mean, but I mean, even then, it's not like we really.
It's aggravating when you don't fight back.
Yeah. One thing that she loves to do that really kind of torques me is just, well, I mean, I'd have to say, you know, the one thing would probably be just the way that, you know, she always has me doing all the dirty work, like talking on the phone and going into places. I mean, I don't mind usually. It's perfectly fine. I've gotten used to it. But it's just like, you know, sometimes it'd be nice to do a role reversal, but, you know, I accept it. I mean, you know, when you love someone, it's a give and take.
I don't like talking on the phone. Yes, I'm a girl who doesn't like talking on the phone. I don't like doing it. I don't know.
Our friends and family would say, you know, that we're perfect for each other because we complete each other. We're really good at, you know, matching each other in every way. You know, we're very loyal. Like if someone makes one of our family members upset, the other one tends to do what they can to help out, and vice versa. I mean, we're a complete match. I mean, even though she's the oldest in her family, or her immediate family, I'm the youngest. It's a nice little mesh that we have together.
Our friends and family don't get involved in our arguments.
No.
We keep our arguments to ourselves. They're our problem. Nobody else's business.
I say three of the biggest things about my partner, love of my life, that drive me crazy. We just have to be the way she's kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? She's kind of hypocritical. Like, she tells me not to have road rage, but yet when she's on the phone with me driving home, that's the time that she pipes up and starts screaming at the drivers. It's like I rub off on her.
It's not as bad as his.
You know, another annoying habit, it's not really annoying, it's just kind of a thing about her, is whenever we are sharing a straw or taking a drink, she has to wipe off the little goobers off the straw. Even if I've completely cleaned it off, sanitized it, everything, just instinctively still has to wipe it off before she takes a drink.
I can't help it. It's Jeremy.
You know, and then, I mean, just another one. I mean, if I could really think of anything, you know, just another one would be the way, you know, she understands I'm not the best cleaner. She's exceptionally much better at being anal and cleaning than I am. But even when I do what I can and do my best, it's still not to her standards. But I mean, you know, I do what I can, and that's how we complete each other. Where one of us isn't able to get something completely done, the other one takes care of it, and vice versa. It's a nice give and take situation that I think that we have. I think the main topic that we fight about constantly more than anything would be just the not paying attention thing. Outside of finances and the fact that I'm not good at budgeting, I'm not good at keeping a ledger, a journal, whereas she is very detail oriented. She knows what she wants to put aside. She puts it aside. She gets it done. But yet, when I take over the finances, it all gets thrown into haywire. So that seems to be one of our big arguments.
Because when I make a budget, you don't stick with it.
Exactly. And I mean, that's the thing. She doesn't like having to carry around like a purse or a bag and have money, but yet, the money comes on my check. I want her to take control of the finances. I want her to do that, but she doesn't always put it in a way that I can understand. So it's like, when I put the numbers out, she's like, that makes absolutely no sense to me, because neither one of us can put it in a language that the other one can understand.
Mine's very straightforward.
To her, but not to me.
It's very straightforward.
The way I see it, I mean, it should be, when she's looking at doing something to me, it needs to be dummy proof. Okay, he's an idiot when it comes to budgets, and I'm the one saying it because I know I am. I'm stupid when it comes to budgeting money. That's just me. I immediately start buying stuff and I'm thinking, hey, I need to pay this stuff first. So she needs to make sure that it's dummy proof before she submits or throws it over to me for me to look at, and vice versa. I need to make sure that it's in a way where I'm not throwing like all these bunch of numbers and different things. It needs to be in a way where she can look at it and go, I got it. Doesn't even have to take a while to look at it and be like, I got it. But, I honestly think, that's one of our biggest arguments. Either that or, like we said before with the WWE, I've been a lifelong fan. Been a fan a very, very, very long time, ever since I was 5 years old. She's liked it growing up just because her stepdad was into it. And it ties into, I love watching it. I watch it religiously every week. I tape it in the bedroom because we have shows to watch out here on our DVR, and I gladly do it. But when I go in there, it always has to be before we go to bed, because we want to spend time together, but at the same time I want to catch up on it and find out what's going on. And then it's like if I point something out, like that's another reason why we don't really tape it out here, or I don't tape it out here, is because if I'm watching it and I point something out, I'm like, hey honey, look, she has selective hearing. It's like, it's
recorded for you, not for me.
Right, and just like like with her True Blood or her Vampire Diaries or her One Tree Hill, she tried to get me into it. I wasn't big into it. She still from time to time talks to me about it, and I try to pay attention, try to remember things so I can point things out later and say, hey, I was listening, I was paying attention.
No, you don't.
But like sometimes I say, hey, Lafayette, and I bring up other names from the show, like Bill, who she has a massive crush on, and the character, not just the actor.
See, there you go. It's Eric.
Eric. See, but that's what I'm saying. See, I know all these characters. I mean, for a guy who I may have watched like one episode to try and get into it for, it never worked. I watched the episode. I didn't like it. It looked like vampire porn to me. So what I'm always thinking it's going to be. I give her crap about it. But it's just like she has selective hearing. I try to pay attention. I try to at least feign somewhat of interest, but she doesn't, and I think she should. That's my main side of the argument. I think even though you're not interested at all in what I'm watching or care about what I'm watching, you should at least feign some interest. So that way, if I say something, you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember you told me this. So it's like, hey, she was listening.
I do that. Not all the time.
Rarely.
I will admit it.
Very rarely.
I do that.
I'd say.
And that is why you have Matt, who you go to the shows with, and when he's not available, I have been known to go with you.
I rarely ever see that happen, and I don't think there's really been a time when an argument's really gone overly far. I mean, there have been times where we've been talking and arguing about it, maybe like in Walmart or Target or something, and it gets really loud and some people stare. I
get kind of loud sometimes.
She does get loud, and then it embarrasses me, and I have to walk away because I'm embarrassed, and then we get into a spat in the store, but we end up, and that's another thing, we end up making it up quickly.
I don't mean to embarrass you.
But, it still does happen. the argument usually just gets resolved, when we choose to try to, like, we say we're going to try and work on listening and paying more attention, but it doesn't always happen. And I think we need the marriage ref to help us with this, because to me, I honestly, in my heart of hearts, feel that she should at least try to take some interest in things that I'm interested in. Even if she knows she's never going to be fully a lifelong supporter or a lifelong fanatic of the WWE like I am, she should at least be willing to take some interest, so I can at least have someone to talk to, because my friend, he's the only real friend I had that I talked to about the wrestling, and he's rarely online. I rarely get a chance to talk to him because his parents have an issue with cell phone usage, and that's a whole nother story altogether. But yeah, I mean, he's the only friend I really have about this. So if he's not here and I see something awesome happening, who do I have to talk to? The person who doesn't care.
But in a marriage, you also need to have separate interests and separate
absolutely, but
hobbies, and those are yours.
I know, but I mean, you should.
Video games and wrestling are your hobbies.
But you should still at least pay attention and listen to what I'm saying, because, like, if you say something to me, it brings up something that I remember you said before about it, because it's showing, hey, that's your thing. I'm never going to get into your thing, but at least I'm paying attention.
And I do that too.
She rarely, I mean, not all that often. Like the wrestling thing is just, that seems to me just the whole feigning interest thing. And then along with that, like if we're in the car and we step out for a moment or whatever, and she's reading to me, when she gets back in, she has to ask me where we left off or what's the last thing she remembers that she said.
You get distracted with the other drivers. If I hear you start to complain about a slow driver in front, I know you're no longer paying attention to me. So if we leave the car and we come back, I need to know where to start off reading at. What was the last thing you remember me reading, so I know where to go?
Even if we're not out of the car, I mean, if she thinks that I'm like just zoning out or something because there's a stupid driver in front of me or something, she immediately is going to say, well,
only if I think it's an important part.
Or if I'm, if I see something really cool on the side of the highway or something, it's not that I'm not paying attention, it's just something caught my eye and I wanted to show it to her. She immediately thinks that I'm not paying attention when I am. But yeah, I mean, I have to try. My memory is not always good as far as remembering every detail of what's said. So yeah, I mean, if you guys can help us with this whole feigning interest and, the whole doing the quiz thing and helping, pay attention, because I think I'm right that she needs to take more of an interest in what I like, somewhat, not being an obsessed fan, of course, Billy, somewhat more.
I think I take just enough interest.
So yeah, if you guys can help us out, we would absolutely love it. Like I said, lifelong WWE fan. I got NWO shirt. I got Cena stuff. I have tons of stuff. I would absolutely love to meet the WWE guys and see if they feel that I'm right, that she should be taking an interest in what I like.
Most of it, I bought him because I listened to what he wanted.
The last thing that she actually bought me that was from the WWE was the NWO thing, and that was only because I continued to bring up the Rise and Fall of WCW DVD time and again.
Christmas.
Exactly, which tends to be the only time that she actually allows me to get anything wrestling related.
No, he just got some DVDs about a month ago.
Yeah, but outside of that, she rarely ever lets me buy anything WWE related. Or like if we go to the show,
let you buy something.
I'm not allowed to buy shirts.
What a load of crock.
Or the main thing I always wanted was the championship belt.
No.
Which, see, there's another one. Dead set against it. Never will ever allow me to have it. And that's why, if we were able to do the marriage ref and come on the show, if I could, if we had the argument and I could get like a belt for being the correct champion, that'd be amazingly awesome. Wear it proudly to know that for once I was actually right about something.
No.
But yeah, guys, help us out, please. We would love you guys to help us out. And thank you guys for listening. And hopefully we can go on the marriage ref and you guys can help us determine once and for all who is right in this. Thank you.